All right, it's March 31st, 2025, and I'm here at the house, and I'm getting ready to go down to visit a couple of buddies of mine. They put on it's the Southern Maine Swap Meet and Motorcycle Show. They put it on every June 1st down in Cornish, Maine, the Cornish Fairgrounds, and I'm going down to check out these guys, and well, they asked me to do a little blurb on them and stuff, so I think I'll go down there. We're gonna go to the meeting, meet the guys, and see what's going on. As you can see, we still got snow up here in Parsonsfield. We just got a little bit the other day, but you can see how it's melted pretty fast, you know. The sun's high in the sky, although the sun ain't around today. But anyways, we're heading down there. You know what they say, more to come. All right, we're here with the Southern Maine Swap Meet guys from Cornish, Maine. And what do we got here? This is Peter?
I'm Peter.
Peter? Pete?
Joe.
Andy? Kurt?
Dana.
And Dana. And these guys are all here having a meeting. They're trying to work out the details for the swap meet. And we're going to catch them all a little bit later. We're going to interview each one of these guys. And what are you guys working on today?
Eggs and hash.
What?
Eggs and hash.
Eggs and hash? So yeah, we're having breakfast.
We're going to have breakfast first.
I think they just made their flyer. Why don't you hold the flyer up there? That's pretty cool, huh?
Flyers and food today.
Flyers and food today. And you guys are gonna, what are you doing today? You guys?
We're going to send out some sponsorship packs.
Sponsorship packs?
Yep,
So
we want to get sponsors for our event, so we're sending out sponsorship packs to potential sponsors in 3 different states, in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts.
all right, so you guys try to reach out to these new people to have them come and participate?
Correct.
Yeah, all right, guys, well, enjoy your breakfast.
Well, we're also, this is important.
Go ahead.
We're also going to talk about what an antique is as far as motorcycles are concerned, because we have some controversy over what an antique motorcycle is here in the state of Maine.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess that'll be an interesting conversation, huh? Maybe we could film a little bit of that, huh?
That'll be an awesome
All
conversation.
right. So when are we going to start that conversation?
Right after breakfast.
All right, after breakfast. All right, so let's pig out, and then we'll get right back into it. Thanks, you guys. All right, we're here with Pete. Pete, what's your full name there?
Pete Holland.
Pete Holland?
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you live, Pete?
Keyser Falls, Maine.
Keyser Falls?
Yes.
And how did you become involved with the swap meet?
My wife was friends with Dana's wife at the time, and one thing led to another. We got together and came in on the meetings, and
Yeah.
just as having coffee and a get-together to start.
Yeah. So what kind of bikes do you ride?
I got a Honda VTX 1300
Yeah.
VR.
You had a lot of bikes over the years? Or?
Yeah, 3.
What was your first bike?
A Harley.
A Harley.
A Harley.
What kind?
The Sportster.
Sportster?
Yes.
What year was that?
76.
76?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good bike, huh?
Yeah.
Good starter bike, I guess.
Yeah, it was starter. It was.
So you guys getting excited for this year, the swap meet?
Yes,
expecting
definitely.
a big crowd?
Expecting a lot more people, yes.
Yeah.
It gets bigger and bigger.
Every year, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, all right, Pete. Thanks a real lot for doing this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
When
All right, what's your name, dude?
Andy Simpson, also
Andy?
known as the Junk Man.
The Junk Man, huh?
Yeah.
Why do you get the name Junk Man?
I run my own dumpster business, and that's how I kind of help them out.
Yeah, that's how did you get involved with the Southern Maine Swap Meet?
So the very first one I was a vendor for, we had such great success, and we started helping them out on the tear downs, and we just love motorcycles, so we fit right in.
Yeah. So, how many motorcycles do you have?
Currently,
Yeah,
6.
6? So, give me a quick rundown of.
So I have a Royal Enfield with a side hack.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and my boys and I ride around all over creation.
Yeah.
We do 600 to 1,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
And then I have my barn find FXR. It's a 91 FXR, 60-something thousand miles on it. Love that bike.
Yeah. What is that? FXR.
Harley Davidson FXR.
Oh,
Yep,
okay. Yeah,
with the Evo motor. Love
Okay,
that thing.
yeah.
I got it out of a barn find, and that's how I got paid for the job.
Yeah.
I told the old lady I didn't want any money, just that.
Just that?
Yeah, and then I have my old man bike. I have a 2010 Ultra Classic. So
Ultra Classic.
yeah, it's a nice bike.
It's cool. So, what are you expecting for this year? You expecting a big turnout
Oh
this
yeah,
year?
I love seeing the motorcycles go all the way around the track. So that's our goal.
Yeah, that's your goal. You like a lot of ride-in guys, huh? Guys riding into the.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I do. I try to ride in myself. But hey, thanks a lot for doing this.
Yeah, love to have it.
Where do you live, anyways?
I'm in Lyman, about a
Lyman?
half hour away.
Oh, okay.
it's not
Hey,
too
thanks for doing this.
Bye.
All right, here you go. This is Dana. He's a good friend of mine. I do a lot of riding. Some of the guys that view my channel will know you, Dana. Of
course.
You've been on Rise With Me. But you kind of asked me to come down and do this, and you and Peter. And so, give me your full name.
My name's Dana Gould.
And how did you get involved with the swap meet? How did it become an event? Like?
Okay, so the way it became an event was that my friend Kurt, who you haven't talked to yet, but you will talk to next possibly, he and I have been riding together for a lot of years. And we go to swap meets all the time when they come up. And we love doing it. So what happened was he said, how come we can't have our own swap meet? And I said, we can, but it's a lot of work. You got to do work, you know? And he said, well, then we'd be able to sell our stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we could sell our stuff. So what happened was we put this committee of guys together, and we thought that it would be perfect to have a swap meet. So basically what we did was we started having committee meetings, and we were taking the minutes. We got a treasury. We had a what's the word I'm looking for? We grew it to where we had so much money in the bank to take care of 2 shows at a time. So we could pay for 2 shows. Each show cost so much money, and we wanted to have enough for 2 shows in case we had a rain date. What we found out was after the first show was that it's so much work that we can't sell our shit.
You don't have time.
We don't have time. Anyway,
so what kind of motorcycles do you have, Dana?
so right now I have 2 Harley Davidsons, but I consider myself a motorcycle enthusiast. I love anything with 2 wheels and a motor. I'll ride anything. I've ridden a lot of Hondas. A Suzuki. I had a Buell at one time, which is a great bike. I love that bike. Right now I own a 96 Heritage Softail Classic that I call Go Slow, and I have a 07 Ultra Electric Glide Harley Davidson that I call Go Fast. So
Go slow and go fast.
Go slow and go fast. Actually, my Heritage is called Lucy, and my Ultra's called Vicky.
Vicky?
Yeah. Lucy is called Lucy because when I bought her, because of her age, she made a lot of noise and nuts and bolts were falling off of her, so she was Lucy.
So were you guys expecting a good year this year?
Well, I try not to expect anything. I mean, we put the thing together. We have a meeting every month from January to the show in June. As we get closer, we have our meetings closer together so we can tie up all our loose ends and make sure all our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, and hopefully we'll get the numbers that we look for, which is we look to get 60 vendors or better, and we hope to have 1,000 people through the gate on one. So,
it's usually a pretty good time. I mean, I've been coming here for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Thanks, Dana.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye. All right, we got Joe here. Joe, what's your full name and stuff?
It's Joseph, but Joseph Kendall.
Joseph Kendall, yeah. And you live over, where do you live?
South Cornish.
South Cornish.
I'm only
Oh yeah.
4 or 5 miles, a mile or two from you.
Yeah. You live right down the road from me, and I would consider that East Parsonsfield, but you're actually over the line. The back of my property is the Cornish town line too. So, anyways,
Limerick
that's
is a
just-
half a mile that way.
Yeah, it's like right in the corner over there. So, how did you get involved with Southern Maine Swap Meet here?
I'm a motorcycle rider. In 1968, I've been at it for 50 some years. But I also ran a local car show with 200 plus cars for 20 years.
Yeah.
I retired from it at a point. I retired from the place I worked at and then was asked. One of these gentlemen approached me and said, "Would you be interested in helping us?" And I said, "Sure."
Because you had a tremendous amount of experience running. Now that was,
was
what
cars.
show was that?
Parsons Field, they call it the Parsem Auto Show.
Yeah, at the Parsonsfield
It
Center.
was, the car show, of course, was meant to draw people to this event, which was an alumni event, and the alumni people were all in their 80s when I got asked, so the car show was the draw.
Yeah.
It got big enough and got a good enough reputation to make that happen. People, they were pleased, I was pleased. But 20 years of this,
Yeah.
I retired from my
It
work.
was a big event. I remember going up there. It's a real big event.
I demoted myself to the server of breakfast.
Yeah.
Morning breakfast.
So you're still involved there?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that's-
indirectly. My wife's a trustee.
Yeah.
I'm used to be volunteer.
Yeah.
I'll leave it like that. You stay involved because it's a community.
It's a lot of wonderful people.
Oh, yes. Yes, they are. They're all
So,
good people.
so what do you got for bikes? I know a lot of you guys have a lot of bikes, but
I'm the car nut,
Oh,
but
you're
I
the car
do have a bike. I ride a BMW.
Yeah.
I started out on a BSA, a 1968 BSA
Oh, classic.
Royal Star.
yeah.
That was in 1968. That was 1989.
Yeah.
And my first bike was a reverse side,
Yeah.
shifted up, not down. It was a true limey. It wasn't
Yeah, it had the
today's.
shifter on the opposite
Everything
side.
was. I would give anything to have one of them back. I had a Norton in my youth.
Yeah.
And would love to have another one. But there's a certain point where you draw a line and say, I enjoy the BMW a
Yeah.
whole bunch.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to end up in the service in Germany and took on a whole new appreciation for BMWs.
Yeah.
It was, they are what they are.
Yeah.
Harleys are what they are.
Yeah.
Hondas are what they are. I just enjoy this BMW a whole bunch. So anyway, that's
So that's it. That's the long and short of it. So you guys are expecting a good year this year?
hopefully, we're trying to change the format
Yeah.
for the classic. I hate to say this way, but I'm an old school car show guy who does things. We're trying to change it up to attract a new generation.
Yeah.
To make it more interesting.
Right.
To
the bike show.
Right, for
Yeah,
the bike
yeah,
show.
yeah.
It needs some new blood, which
Yeah,
is what we're
yeah.
attempting to do this year.
Yeah.
It-
You got to
it-
get some younger guys involved. That's the thing. With a lot of these groups, I mean, yeah.
I hate to say this way, but I've said that too much already. It takes, you need the old folks are the ones with experience.
Yeah.
I was a senior administrative clerk for a fleet of 1,000 vehicles
Yeah.
for 30 years.
Yeah.
The clerical end of it was doing this paperwork, doing their car show stuff. I actually enjoy, but it's what I do.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, it's what I've done forever.
Yeah.
So this part's straightforward.
Yeah.
It's making it appeal.
Yeah.
And that's what this new classing is.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of help coming this year with it.
Yeah.
It should, our location, which is right behind us here, is a huge old fairgrounds
Yeah.
with a racetrack around it. It's
Yeah.
an interesting facility.
Yeah, it's really it's an old harness racetrack, right? Harness.
complete with the
horses.
judges' tower, big
Yeah.
grandstands,
Yeah.
beautifully groomed grounds.
Yeah.
The place has a nice history in this
It
area.
really does, yeah, yeah. Well, all right then, Joe. Thank you so much.
All right, this is another one of my buddies, Peter Mavis. I can introduce him because I know his name, but go ahead, Peter.
Hi, I'm
What-
Peter.
How did you get involved?
How did
with
I
that?
get involved? Well, I rode with a couple of these guys for a number of years, and one of us, actually it was Kurt. One day we thought, well, I run events. I've run events, antique events for 30 years. So one of us decided that maybe we should run a motorcycle swap meet. And we looked at each other and said, well, you know about events, and you know about, one of us knew all about non-American motorcycles. Dana was an active rider. Who else did we get? Oh, then we knew Joe. Joe was another one of the guys we rode with. And Joe ran a car show. So things kind of fell together.
So you had a diverse,
Yeah, we ended
like,
up with
group.
we had a diverse group.
yeah,
And,
with all sorts of knowledge from different.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I also had a lot of experience in the area. I knew some locations. So we stepped forward, and well, it's been fun ever since. It's really been a great group to work with.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
what kind of bikes do you have?
What kind of bikes do I have? Well, currently I'm a one bike guy. I run a 2017 FX DLS. And I put about anywhere from 5 to, depends on the weather,
Yeah,
5 to 8,000 a year.
yeah. That's a Harley.
It's a Harley, yes.
It's a Dyna,
It's a
what they call
Dyna.
a Dyna,
It's
right?
a Dyna.
Yeah.
And I love
So-
my Dyna,
Yeah.
you know?
That's great. So what do you? I know we have tried to keep expectations down, but what are you hoping for this year for the
Well,
show?
well, I'll tell you, for this show,
Yeah.
I have high expectations, honestly. The feedback for this event out there in the real world, amongst other swap meets, vendors that I know, I call them the veteran vendors, the guys that are doing this all the time. It's very, very strong. I talk to regular folks at other swap meets. They've all heard about it. Many people say if they haven't attended, they're planning on to this year. So I'm very optimistic
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the future of this event. The feedback is great. I go to, well, like for instance, when I go to Keene and I walk around and talk to everybody, everybody already knows about it.
Yeah.
And everybody always tells me they're going. Sometimes in the past there's been choices with some conflicting dates, and I've stepped up into vendors' booths, and they've told me, no problem, we've had big powwows, we decided on yours. I mean, the feedback, the support for this event, and the future of this event is really very positive. I'm really impressed myself, honest to God.
Yeah, you guys do a
So
really
we
good
do
job.
really good
You
job.
really do.
And that's another thing, Steve,
And
now
you
that
really
brought
take
it
it
up.
as hard. You really take it like.
Well, yeah, we take it seriously. So
Yeah,
one of the comments I've heard more than once is that we do the work.
yeah, yeah.
And that makes a big difference. And we got a great team. I mean,
And you're always building. I notice you're always getting new signs, and you're getting this, and you discuss like how do we want to flow the traffic and all that. It's
Yeah, so
like you guys have really put a lot of work into
so my
figuring
job
this stuff out.
in this has been designing the fields, laying out where everything fits, and of course with time, new ideas evolve, get better ideas. It just gets better and better and better. I'm really looking forward to this spring event on June 1st.
Yeah, June 1st.
And I've got plans to, we've increased the visibility, we have a fantastic location,
Yeah.
the traffic that goes by this place, and the exposure of the event are very, very high.
Yeah.
I assist on putting up the banner, there'll be a 35-foot banner, probably
Yeah, that
6,
goes
7
right
weeks.
across Route
Right across
25,
Route
right?
25.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
mean, I can't even tell you how many cars are going to see this. As soon as it warms up a little more, in a few weeks I'll have that banner up.
Oh, really?
Yep. And
It'll be good.
yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Of course, we poster all over from North Conway to this whole this whole
Yeah,
area.
whole area,
Yeah,
southern
wherever we
line.
can. And
All right,
it's
Peter.
a lot of fun. I tell you.
Thanks a real lot.
You're welcome, guys.
Talk to you later. All right, this is Kurt, right?
Yes.
So what's your full name?
I'm Kurt Blankenship.
Blankenship.
Yes.
So how did you get involved with the Southern Maine Swap Meet?
Well, I met Dana quite a few years back when he had his motorcycle accessory shop.
Yeah.
I floated in there one day and we got talking, and Dana and I became close, and we're out riding together, and here I am.
Yeah.
And it's been an interesting.
It's
been interesting.
Time, huh?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So you probably have the most motorcycles of all these guys. Is that what I'm understanding, or what?
Yeah, I have 9.
9.
9.
Okay, so what do you got?
If it's stupid, fast, lightweight, overpowered, handles like it's on a rail, and I can hurt myself on it, I own one.
Yeah.
I have a couple of Moto Guzzis,
Yeah.
MV Agusta 4 Ago. I got a Honda V65 Magna.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 Triumphs, Triumph 1200 Daytona with 120,000 miles on it.
Wow.
I have a 1050 Sprint and Kawasaki 550 Limited, Moto. Oh God, I can't even think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a bunch of them.
Yeah. So where do you live anyway?
Oh, I live in Limerick, the little wild town of Limerick.
Limerick, Maine.
Yeah, Limerick, Maine.
Yeah. How do you like it there?
I like it because I'm basically a displaced California boy,
Yeah.
and I got married and moved here.
Yeah, that's cool. So how many miles a year do you think you put on? I know you probably, years ago, you probably did a lot more.
Oh yeah, I probably do maybe 20,000 a year.
That's a good
And I've been
amount,
doing it
though.
for over 50 years.
Yeah,
You know, I started riding in 1969.
Yeah. What was your first bike?
1969 Honda QA50 Mini Trail.
A 50 mini trail. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I started out with.
And you rode in the dirt, right?
dirt and on the street with
On
it,
the street, yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. And I just graduated over the years.
Yeah.
It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. So what do you think about this year? How do you think the event's going to pan out? You expect them to do
I
pretty
expect
good?
it to be bigger every year.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough, come on down.
Yeah.
It all started out in like 2019, I think. It was Dana and myself and Peter and the other Peter. We were all sitting around at Dunkin' Donuts down the street one day, and we're thinking, well, we're going to go to Keene, we're going to go to the Swap Meet, we're going to go to Rochester, we're going to do this. And being the bright individual I am, I said, hey guys, why can't we put on one? There's none around here. Why can't we put on one?
Yeah.
And it took off from there.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what have I done?
You just created yourself a lot.
And the first year we did it, 2020 kind of shut us down.
Yeah.
But in 2021, I couldn't believe it's turned into a monster.
Yeah.
And I expect it to be bigger this year, be better. The weather should be good. So,
Hopefully.
and here we are, 5 years later, still having fun.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta have more fun.
Yeah.
But right now with Dana and Peter and Joe and everybody, I think it's a good core group.
It is.
We have, and now we have you with us, sort of.
Well, just doing this.
And it's going to be a good event.
Yeah.
And even the fall event
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
The spring is really what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get a lot of this on film. This is the preliminary kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show up at the meet and maybe show up when you're setting up or whatever, but interview some of your vendors and whatnot. I think it will be pretty good. Hopefully it will turn out good.
Yes. I
And
think
maybe
it
you get a
would.
little bit of bump out of it. Maybe you can show the video to people or something like that.
Yeah,
So-
just tell me where to go look.
Yeah.
Because I'm really not a high-tech guy.
No, well, neither am I, really.
We're old school.
Too old school for this stuff. Well, thanks a lot, Kurt.
Thank you.
Bye.